Welcome once again to your message from your divine guides. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Julianne Duffy, and my purpose is to live, speak, and seek the truth in all forms to help reconnect humanity to its highest form of authenticity. And my intention every time I pull these cards and the messages every day is that those that come across this message, it will help heal and serve you in the most appropriate, divine, and spiritual way it can. Today I am pulling from the Starseed Oracle cards by Rebecca Campbell. Let's find out what the message is for this beautiful day. First part of our message is Star Family. You're part of a team of souls. Call in support. The child of the cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. And the last part of our message here, the great severing. So that's interesting. That came up last week, I believe, as well. It's come up very recently. Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. Interesting. I always find it amazing how I often pull very similar cards for weeks on end, I can speak. And I feel like the reality is that these are the messages that are coming through that the guides want us to know about. And that's why a lot of them will repeat, even though they're different decks, even if they're different days and I'm picking from a similar deck, I'll get a similar message. So I find that quite an amazing with all the cards that there is and how long I take to shuffle and how I still pull things that I've already pulled recently. But let's go into this. Let's go into each of these cards just for a little bit more in depth of looking at the whole picture. So of course the Star Family is, you're part of the team of souls. I've pulled this many times before. This one's really saying that there is other humans, other beings here. We all came at the same time. We're all part of the similar soul family. And we'll recognize them when it just feels like it's more than a coincidence that they're on the same journey as us and they're here to support us. Sometimes they may not even be physically in our life. They could be just a divine spirit guide as well, and that we can call them in for support and assisting us during this time. So with this is, we are part of a team. We do not need to do this alone. There is so many of us on this journey that we can help heal and serve each other by being there and supporting each other, whether we physically know each other or not. And I feel like that's really what we're first running into here is, you are not alone. You are not. We are all these beautiful, divine, spiritual beings having a human experience. Some of us have been working more on reconnecting to that spirituality than others, but we are all here for the same reasons to experience this life. Maybe we have totally different journeys and different purposes, but we are here and there is a big team that is supporting you. And then this one's a child of the cosmos, which I feel like it's overlapping with the Star Family, that you can't forget you are part of the divine. So I pull the message from our divine guides, which is also your higher self. The intelligence of all the universe lies within you is completely untrue. We just have to remember how to connect to this ability of reconnecting to the universe and the divine, so we can trust deeply that we are part of it. We're not separate. We might feel like this because of how our reality and our culture is, but the divine intelligence of this realm is within us as well. Just like with the Star Family, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. We are connected to the divine. And the end of this, the great severing, I feel like this is quite appropriate en masse. There is a lot of anger. There's a lot of conflict happening. And it is our challenge. This is the reason we've chosen to come here, is to soften to love, to remember we are part of the universe, part of this divine love and this Star Family. And that's going to help assist us as we go through this time of anger, conflict, the chaos that might be outside of us, and that we need to remember we are not separate. We are here, and just choosing to change the way we see things can help us soften to love. And it's interesting, I've been doing a conscious business acceleration course. And one of the things they talked about was how when we change our expectation of things around us, it changes everything. So we don't even have to expect other people to change for us. We have to change the way we see things, and then they change automatically because we've changed our perspective. And I feel like that's really what it's guiding us here, is it's time for us to remember we are the universal intelligence. We've got our star family supporting us. The divine guides are here supporting us. But we are extremely powerful beings. And when we decide to soften to love, it's going to change our perspective of the conflict and the anger and all the chaos that might be going on outside of us. And the more that we reconnect to our deep ties to this universe, the easier this is going to become for us to walk through it. That really is our message. And I'm just going to go on to the book with the cards, just to see if there's anything I've kind of missed with these that I wanted to point out. With the star family, it's sometimes like you can feel looking in the mirror, because in a way you are. Often you'll go out of your way to help those that are your star family. It's instinctively knowing it's part of your path. When a star family member dies, you feel it very deeply, regardless of how long you knew them. A certain soul mourning or soul breaking occurs. So we can think about, this one's really about looking at the people in your life. Who do you think is your star family? If this comes up in a spread, it's likely you've met someone who is part of your star family, or you might be meeting them or calling them in, and you'll be meeting them very soon. And so that's really it, is that the star family's here, whether we know it consciously or not. We've been interacting with the people and the beings that are part of that family. And remember, they're here to support us during this time, especially since there is a lot of chaos. They're here supporting us. The child of the cosmos is, you're being called to remember the intelligence that's within each and every one of your cells. And to remember that you're a precious child of a loving, gentle universe, and that you have access to all the intelligence, wisdom, strength, flow, and qualities that ever were, are, or will be, and how to bloom. Then you do too. So again, that's just remembering. That is coming back to remembering that we are part of the divine. We're not separate. And when we call in the support, it's just us trying to remember that connection. And then, of course, the Mars and the Great Severing is it can sometimes feel like we're looking in a mirror, because in a way we are. Often you'll go out of your, oh, that's the star family. Oops. Some days. If this card surfaced, there we go. It could be for two reasons. First, for you to acknowledge the difficult emotions, situations, conflicts, wounds, and fears that are causing you pain and anxiety. And secondly, for you to find a way back to love. So this chaos and this time is happening because a lot of us spiritual beings have lost our way. We've really gotten trapped and distracted through this realm and the limited possibilities. And it's time to really come back to the intelligence of the universe, coming back to the love energy and the authenticity. Authenticity is one of the strongest frequencies, and there has been a lack of authenticity in this realm. People can be very surface. They can say the right things. And I actually had a little rant on one of my daily diaries recently about, essentially there's 4 quadrants that people will fit into, and those that are the promoters often struggle. They can talk their way and smooze you and make you, convince you anything, but they lack follow through, and that's an inauthentic quality in my personal opinion. So it's being called that if you're one of those type of people, that it's time to commit, to follow through. And, and also if we're dealing with people like that we need to maybe soften to them, maybe be aware of it, and acknowledge they're spiritual beings, and that is their journey, and that maybe we have to change our perspective of it. And so we let go of the expectations of those people and know that they're struggling with the follow through. That is a weakness for those people that talk the talk but can't walk the walk, right? And so it's an interesting time. Remember, you've got your family, the family here, the star family here is supporting you. You are a child. Everything is within you that will be, ever was, and ever existed. Like all of that is also already in us. We don't necessarily have to look outside of us, but having the assistance, whether we find other people to learn from, other people that resonate with us, will assist us in this journey. And again, just remembering that it is chaotic times because we are being called to find that inner connection so we can up level and change this reality into becoming this divine dimension that it really is meant to be. So as always, please do like, share, and subscribe. And I do really hope and intend that this message has served you for today. Have a beautiful day. And as always, until tomorrow, namaste.